Something happened to a lot of highly sensitive people when they are in distress. And from the outside, this seems very calm and still. It seems like nothing instead is happening. And this might happen when there is some kind of pressure building or a deadline closing. It might happen when you might find yourself in a conversation that turns sharp, or when you are getting some kind of bad news. And in those kind of situations, instead of reacting, you get still, you get quiet, you go somewhere else, behind your eyes. This is something I heard often in my practice as expression. And the people around you just think that you are calm, but you are not calm. Your nervous system just pulled the plug. Before we go on, if we haven't met yet, I'm Simona Di Santo. I'm a therapist, sophrologist, coach in Paris, and I work with highly sensitive people in distress every day, in person and online. And I'm an highly sensitive person myself, so nothing in this video is theory to me. We hear a lot about fight and flight response, but here we're speaking about a freeze response, and we do not talk about so often about this response, even though it's probably the most common of the three. Fight and flight responses, we can call them as loud responses, but the freeze is a silent response. And that exactly why it gets misread so much from the people around you, but I'm sure by yourself too. So here is what's happening. A highly sensitive system takes in more than one that is not highly sensitive. It processes more, it processes faster, and by the time you notice that you are overwhelmed, your body already decided minutes ago how to respond. Fighting felt unsafe. Running felt impossible. So your system did the only thing left available to it, the only thing that felt safer to it. And it went still, it went quiet. Now, this is where it gets interesting, and it's something that I see often in my practice. The person in front of me usually didn't want to go still. They wanted to feel angry. The situation called it. For somewhere inside them, the anger was there. But what came out automatically, before they have any say in it, is stillness. Why? Because some part of them registered the conflict as dangerous. And it might be that the other person in the conflict might seem dangerous. Other times, it's more the idea of speaking up for yourself and then not longer be appreciated from the people around you. Or there could be many other reasons behind. Everyone is different and every situation is different. But what is important to understand is that in that specific situation, in that specific moment, stillness felt as safer than speaking. And this is what the most people miss. Freeze isn't the absence of reaction, It's a reaction. It's your system choosing the option that you think keep you safest, even when the option is costing you something. Let's make an example. You are in a meeting. Someone says something you disagree with, maybe even something that affects you directly. You feel the disagreement, you feel it clearly, but what comes out from your mouth is nothing. You nod, you stay quiet, and maybe later in the night, maybe days later, the anger finally arises, except that now there is no one to say what you think or to speak out loud with this anger. Let's be clear, that doesn't mean that you are weak or too nice or unable to stand up for yourself. That means that your nervous system made this decision faster than your mental. This is also why advices like just speak up doesn't help, because it assumes that the silence is a conscious choice, and very often it isn't. Telling someone to push past a freeze response is a bit like telling someone to walk normally on a leg that's gone numb. The problem isn't the instruction, it's the numbness. It's not one meeting or one conversation. Over time, this adds up. So you stop trusting your own timing. And that's why you might feel so lost right now. You start wondering if you are someone who simply doesn't have strong reactions, when actually you have very strong reaction that arrive late, after the moment that need them has already passed. And the same might be at home with your family. Someone says something that's hurt you, and instead of telling them at once what's the problem, you go still. Very nice, almost too calm. They might even tell you things like, how can you handle it like this? But inside, there is something that is happening that is completely different. And this is also where a lot of self-doubt comes from. It's not that you don't know what you feel, it's that you do not feel it on the same timeline as everyone around you. And most situations aren't built to wait for you to catch up. And that doesn't mean that you are unable to speak up or express yourself. It just might happen in a different way or a little later than you like. And I want to be clear about one thing. This isn't because you are an highly sensitive person. It's because you are in distress right now. And that sensitivity hasn't found safety yet. It might be that you do not trust your own sensitivity. It might be that some part of you still leave it as a curse instead of a gift. It might be old wounds that never really heal it. Or it might simply be that you do not trust yourself yet. Being highly sensitive is not a problem here. It is what happened to your sensitivity that is the problem. If you recognize yourself in anything I said, first thing worth knowing is that your nervous system is not broken. It's just protecting you in the only way it currently knows. In the following video, which I will publish soon, or you will find link here, I'd like to show you one of the techniques that I use in my practice. It's a short exercise that can start to signal safety to your body in the moment it goes to freeze. That will not undo years of this pattern in a few minutes, but it can give you a real sense in your own body of what it feels like when your system starts to settle. This is the kind of work I do in my practice. So if and when you are ready to look at this problem, you will find a link to book a first session with me right below in the description of this video. And if you have any thought around what I say in this video or any question, please leave it in the comments. I will answer you as soon as possible. And if you find this video useful, or if you know someone that can benefit from this, please share it and follow for more.